Hello, welcome and all. I'm BrickingUpBrad.
I'm Matt Mellish.
I'm Ethan the Artisan.
This is going to be an interesting show, but we are the Stud Buds. What is up, one and all you beautiful human beings out there? We are so excited to have this show. Look, special shout out to Zane this week. He is no longer with us. It is very sad. But we'll get through without him. Hey guys, we actually, big shout out to Zane. Real quick. Big shout out to Zane. Isn't it him and his wife's anniversary? I think wedding.
Yes.
So hey, Zane, we love you. Happy anniversary from the Stud Buds family. I know you're gonna watch this later. So hey guys, everyone in the chat, let's light it up. Just light it up. Everyone wish him a happy anniversary, because we do. He's very sad that he's not here, but hey, that is more important as always. So thank you so much for that.
I think he said 7 years they've been married and 10 years together in total. Wow. When I talked to him,
it's beautiful.
I think
it's beautiful. All right, so all the single guys are going to take over the show today and not have a very anniversary-ish episode. But look, we have a lot of fun planned, including an awesome meme video that Raffle did that these guys haven't seen yet. We're going to play that right after we talk about how our weeks were. So, Matt, how was your week, Lego-wise?
Lego-wise, my week was actually pretty good. Trying to be more productive as possible. So I last night built BD1 on a live stream, but BD1 I'll admit I did a fake video where I pretended that he fell off the shelf because it's a very wobbly droid, so I have to kind of put him back together. So I'll be posting that video later tonight, but he's still kind of in shambles. But it's a great set. I really like it. It's just so flimsy.
I can't wait to build mine. He looks really fun.
It's a great set. It's just like when you are in mid construction, a lot of the parts will continuously fall off, and it's really frustrating. So be prepared for that. Secondly, I've began the turbulent task of trying to review all of the Lego Avatar sets that I was sent from the Lego Ambassador Network. So I will be having my first come out tomorrow, which is the Elu Discovery set, which honestly, it has its faults, but although I'm not a big Avatar fan either, I really like this set. I like the colors, the playability. I don't know. There's something very unique about it that I really like. And it has a certain level of display because it comes with this stand. A lot of these newer ones do from the Way of Water film that it just so perfectly sits on, and you can pose it in different ways. I really liked it a lot more than I thought I would, honestly. So I'm looking forward to building the rest of those, and I have an unboxing video coming out very soon as well. So more from the land. Very excited about new sets that have been...
Wait, is that been announced? What that set in the box?
These have been announced. These have been announced.
Okay.
I have one on the way that hasn't been announced. So I'm very excited.
To say that?
I think so.
Okay. Well, hey Matt, I need to come over later.
There's just a lot. No. It's confidential stuff, but at the same time, like, there's always stuff coming, so I don't feel like that's much of a spoiler to be able to say.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Has it been announced? Maybe. I don't know.
Really quick though. I do gotta agree with this one guy at Steak. Some great shelves in the background there.
Yes, so I kind of forgot to talk about that because a lot's changed in a week. I actually put these up after the show last week. I'm really excited to be able to have a brand new, like, just setup in general. Because last time, well, if I turn my camera, these were the shelves that I had before. Very kind of janky plastic thrown together. I've been traveling with them because I've been moving around for the past couple of years with work. And now I'm finally kind of settled into a place. So I took the time to finally get the Ivor shelves from IKEA, which I got kind of as a Christmas present, even though my mom and I went prior to Christmas because these can't really be wrapped up. But I love the customizability because you can move all of the pegs around and adjust different shelves. You buy everything separately so you can set up the design exactly how you would like. It's exactly what I want. It's perfect. I want to continue it. Maybe not at this point, but in the future. Because they do make nice corner shelves. It would be great to just continue it and be able to build as much and display as much as I want. I don't
That's
know.
why I like these ones so much. The ones I have behind me is because you can move each shelf. And I was like, if I'm gonna be, I mean, as a Lego fan, the more you can move around your shelves, in my opinion, the better. Because if you have a shelf that's like, let's say black, I can't remember the name of the set for a second, and it's gonna bother the crap out of me. But Barracuda Bay. Thank you. Sorry. Like Barracuda Bay, it's a very tall set. I wouldn't be able to put it on any normal shelves because you can't move them around. But these you can, so I love them. Sorry, just like tip for anyone. If you're buying Lego shelves, make sure they can move around.
So the biggest, any Lego fan knows this. The hardest part is finding the space for everything that you have.
Yeah,
and the ability to be able to switch things up in a moment's notice when you get a new set is really important. Like what I had before couldn't be adjusted whatsoever. Everything was stagnant. And now with this, if I wanted to completely tomorrow take certain sets off and rearrange them on different shelves, move shelves up, I can finally do that. So, you can always get more money and more Lego, but you can't always get more space. And that's the hardest part. Ethan, how was your week?
It was a good week. I did get some Lego. I went to the Lego store a couple of days ago. I got some of the new CMFs. I got this guy.
The best one.
This is the one that I got two of. I got two of this guy. It didn't come with a sword. I was like, that is the weirdest thing. I've never had a missing.
You can talk to Lego and have them send you one.
I might come with a shield. I got the shield. Okay, that was like the main thing. A sword is like.
Yeah. Are you sure you emptied the bag completely? Because I've had that happen with capes before, where I think I don't get a cape, and then I really dig into it and I find it.
I made sure. I didn't get a sword. It's a pretty big sword. I feel like I would have noticed. Right. I got the dinosaur.
That's frustrating.
I'm lucky that I got two of the. I would be upset if I didn't get two of the minifigure.
Yeah,
I can just customize it. I'll most likely customize it for medieval mock or something. I don't know. I got a dinosaur. I also got the Benny, the space one, which is
this one.
Cool. Yes, and I got the falconer. So I got those four, and that's probably all I would get. I might get, but I got the ones that I feel like I wanted the most. Like the dinosaur. Yes, it's awesome.
Are you gonna make any mocks with those?
If anything, the orc. I feel like the orc is the one that I'll most likely do.
Honestly, I really want to do one out of that and make it like a tribal tent type thing. I'd like dark red if I could find the pieces. So I think that would go really great with that figure.
And I'll probably use parts from the falconer. The falconer. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, the falconer
pieces. And really I got the Fall First special pack or whatever you call it. That one's a pretty cool set as well. I think that's all I got. But I went to the Lego store. It was really fun. The Pebble wasn't really the best, but that's why I got sets.
Wow. Have you built the 501st pack yet?
I did. I was in the middle of making a video of it, and I actually did a mock with the pieces. I ended up destroying it.
Oh my gosh, you've already destroyed the set.
Oh, I at first I started with making a custom mock with the pieces. Then I started building the set. Now I wish I would have done it the reverse order so I could kind of show off the mock that I made rather than the set because it's a mess set. I think that's all that's with me. I guess I did add a stand for my microphone. So
I think you've always had
awesome.
But that's cool.
Sweet.
That's
nice.
That was my week. What about you, Mr. BrickingUpBrad?
So I've been in the CMF hunting a lot. I've been hunting rabbits. So I've gotten 3 more of the falconers. I have 2 of them over with me today. Just got them today. I know when my Lego store gets shipments in of them right now, and I can't find these suckers anywhere. And I've been looking. Trust me, guys. I've been like every store going through their Lego aisles. Like I it's been a while since I went for the hunt, and I really love like actually there's something about a thrill of hunting for CMFs and then feeling them up. But I did come across and found 2 more of the Yellow Knights from CMF 23, which brings my total up to 11, which is really nice. I really like these guys. They're really cool, and I can't wait to customize them and fig barf them. But really happy about that. And I picked up 1 more orc since last week. I really want to pick up a lot more orcs. It's honestly been my favorite so far that I've like building it and reviewing it. The videos I've done about like honestly, the orc, I really want to get like 50 of them. Cause like if you remember last year at Brick for Virginia, I did a mock and I had a lot of Vikings and orcs. And I'd love to have like a big army of those guys plus my troll warriors, like charging off my troll warship. And I just think that would look really cool. And I'm thinking about maybe building like a castle wall that like some knights could be defending against them. The Falconer is cool, but I will say if you're a castle fan, at some point this just becomes a parts person. I don't know. It's cool. And I'm really happy to be picking them up. And I'm really glad they did a reference to the Black Falconer. But yeah, I don't know. I'd rather get more of the orcs in this guy. I also picked up another astronaut. I'm probably going to pick up like 4 of the astronaut. I don't know. Space Baby's really cool. And on top of it, it's always, I just love those classics. And so anytime I can get them, I'm going to pick them up. But I will say there was a great build by, and I can't remember his name. Maybe it's like Trouble Bricks or something, but he used the Space Babies and made micro galaxy explorers for them. And I just thought that was super cool. So the other thing I picked up because I'm a stupid idiot, I was at Dollar General when I got the Knights, and I saw these 3 Snow Trooper battle packs, and I was like, hey, I haven't seen these anywhere else. Smart investment. Pick up 3 of them. And then when I go to conventions, you know, try to sell them for a little bit of money. Because, you know, we talk about investing all the time. And I will say, I mean, no matter what, battle packs are the best investment, in my opinion, for when it comes to Lego and Star Wars. It's just like, it's an investment you know you can make money off of. And so I was like, I'll pick, you know, these are the last 3 I've seen. Haven't seen these for a while. Picked up 3. Walked in the Lego store today and I saw a whole row of them. And I was just like, oh, get them. So I have 3 of those. So I'm either going to hold on to them a while and then sell them off once they like finally retire, or I'm going to build all 3 once I build my UCS AT-AT, or keep them around for that. I don't know. It'd be kind of cool to fill them with all of them. So
I'm surprised you haven't seen that.
I don't know. Maybe it's just I wasn't looking for them. I just hadn't seen them in a while. And maybe I just because I wasn't thinking about them. And I also thought with the new 501st battle pack, those were going to retire. So yeah.
Ethan, what were you going to say? I'm sorry.
One thing that's like weird with like you can like sometimes you can sell the minifigures separately and you'll make like if you sell you'll make more money than selling it just the whole set, especially with clones.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm almost done with my TIE bomber. Was building at a friend's house. I literally have like 1 more bag to finish off these wings. I gotta say, really cool set so far. I've honestly loved it. The figures are great. And it's definitely one that I recommend. People said 65 doesn't seem worth it. I'm gonna say it. 65 was definitely worth it in my opinion. So I don't know. I've really enjoyed the build so far. It's really cool. But yeah, that's really all I've gotten. I'm really, again, just on the CMF hunt. And I've been actually working on, this is for a video coming out later this week, which will be highlighting every Castle CMF figure they've ever made. So look out for that later this week. But I've also been working on building up my armies back there. I won't show that all the way. But I've been going all through my figures. It's just kind of fun to set them all up, see how many of each you got. And I think I have a lot more than I did a while back. So yeah, it's bad. But yeah, before we go into our next segment, guys, we have this great meme video that was sent from Wrathful Bricks. This is just an amazing video. I don't want to. You guys ready for this? You guys ready?
I don't think I'm ever ready for a Wrathful video.
Okay, I will say this one's a little more. Yeah, we're gonna
non-G rated.
No. It's G-rated.
Okay.
But it also, why have all of these been about me too? Maybe it's just I don't know. I'm his favorite. I don't know. But here you go. This one's for you, Raph.
I got a big one.
Whoa. Why is it so big? That's what she said. I can't handle how big it is.
Got some foliage parts. I love foliage parts. Got and some studs. Oh, those golden hinges. Those are pretty cool as well. My Lego store has had
Cool.
like the last year. My Lego pad wall has been amazing. So yeah, that was my pad wall. And
Brad, die faster. Come on, faster, die.
I made a sphere.
You made a
It's a
sphere.
little sphere. And I also have my name, except I needed a part in the team.
Well, we lost Brad.
Uh-oh, rest in peace. But
All right.
I was dying. Okay.
Are you okay now?
Maybe. See, Zane cared.
Hey. Keep it G-rated, Lego lock-in. Brad, die faster. Come on, faster. Die.
What did he just say?
G-rated content.
Just the editing of zooming in on me was amazing. I love that part.
Well done, as always. Well done.
That was
No,
from
and
a
that's
while
the thing
back.
about
That
the
was probably
show.
from-
That's the
were you
thing
gonna
about
say,
the
Matt?
show. Like, it's always those little moments that are so us.
There really are. And guys, if you want to like contribute to it, hey, drop that time code in the meme chat. If there's a part of the show you think is really funny and could be edited down, let us know by dropping in the chat. You can also make videos like that. And if we really like them and that you rate enough that we can post them, we will try to make them, quickly upload those. That was an amazing edit, and that is definitely going on to our YouTube shorts. And we did ask permission first. But I can't wait to that's just such a great video. I can't wait to look back at that one. But yeah, again, look, if there is clips from the show you think are funny, drop them. We'll make a channel. I think we might have made it. I don't know yet. We're gonna make a channel just for that. And then we're actually gonna try to start editing clips out of the show that you guys liked. So, or if you edit one down, we're happy to see that too. So, but I was talking about almost bad investment I made recently. What are some good investments, Matt?
Well, we had something come out not that long ago as a gift with purchase that really made me think, this might be something to look at and consider for the future. But at the same time, makes me want to look at the past a little bit at other investments that over time might be worth quite a lot.
It's Brick Investments time.
Never gets old. Okay, so how
If
much
our thumbnail didn't tell you what it was.
how much is Lego Blacktron actually worth? Now, when this new gift with purchase came out, I was wondering just offhandedly, like, how much is the original even valued at this point? Like, if people wanted to go back and check out that set, would it cost them an arm and a leg to get? And we're going to be answering that question today. Now, I just want to ask the two of you and chat as a whole, do you guys think that Blacktron is actually worth like a decent amount, or is it like mid in terms of the investment?
I think Classic Space, like if my time with Classic Castle looking to those sets is anything, I would say it's worth something. It, also depends what condition it is, whether it's sealed, and also Space fans, I think, are a little bit insane. So I don't know. I think it is worth something. And it was a very notable Classic Space theme too. So it's probably highly sought after.
Yeah.
No.
Ethan, what do you think? No?
I don't even try to collect them. And I feel like I do have a few minifigures. That's why I think it's
Nice.
not worth a ton.
So also interestingly enough, there was only one Blacktron figure ever made, not counting the droid, the robot, which was in every single set. So whenever it says like a certain amount of minifigures, like for instance, this Meteor Monitor set, there's one minifigure. They're all the exact same. So this was the first one.
For the record, there was only the besides the smiley face, wasn't made until Pirates came out later on. So that was a lot later, and that's why we only had one face, the smiley face.
Right. Right. But like they all shared the same torso, the same legs. Obviously, there's no leg printing, but like it's all the exact same fig. This was released in 1987. Some of these were in 88. Some of these are in 87. The original, I think this was called. Forget what the exact name of the original set was called. That this
Invader.
The Invader was based off of. It came out in 87, but some of these are from a year later. Piece count 26 pieces, originally for $3, which I wish we could go back to those days of a poly bag just being $3. One minifig. Think this is worth anything?
Nope.
Probably not.
You
$8.
might be surprised. You might be quite surprised because Brick Economy says that new and sealed it's worth.
Okay, that kind of doesn't surprise me. I've seen castle sets worth. Jeez.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. Now, granted, that's new and sealed.
That's
Obviously used.
They're
is a
basing
different
Amazon
story.
prices.
Well, this is everything compiled together. This is everything compiled. This is eBay, Bricklink, probably Amazon, all of it combined. So used in the US, there's only one available for $109. And then globally, because obviously there aren't any more in the US, there are only 2 new and sealed ones out in the wild, and they are both 127 and then spikes up in Italy to $320, which is quite a bit.
That's a bit.
This little $4, $3 set. It's absurd. So I was shocked. Honestly, when I started looking at these, I didn't think Blacktron would be worth anything, especially compared to original classic space, but obviously it's quite surprising. Next up is the Alienator, which was released in 88 for 80 pieces at $10. What a great value at $10. 12 cents per piece though. One minifig.
This is technically a mech, by the way, back in the day.
Interesting.
Because they didn't have the mech parts that they had, so it was like the shuffle movement. Yeah. So just a fun fact,
Gotcha.
I guess.
No, I appreciate that. I wouldn't have known that. Ethan, is this a decent set? What do you think?
It's like this is like you have 5 minutes left on Lego Masters. Build a dog.
So is this from personal experience?
Uh-oh. Womp womp. Give it a leash. Wait, Ethan, I don't think you would be able to walk this one. You might have to carry it.
Yeah.
You get that reference. Brick Economy, new and sealed, 209, which was surprisingly less than the first one, the smaller one. Maybe that's because this was released in 88 and the other one was from like the first portion of the wave in 87.
So I always have a thing about this. I wonder if the first time something comes out, a lot less people buy it. And then the second time they're like, oh, I actually really enjoyed that. And that was cool. And then they're like, oh, well, I'm going to buy extras just to be safe. Like I think about that all the time with CMFs, older CMFs, maybe you buy 1 or 2, but now I'm like, oh, well, a new castle one come out. I'm going to try to buy as many as possible. Right. I don't know. I've been thinking about that a lot recently with investing. Like,
no, yeah, that's a wise point. I agree with you on that. I think a lot of it is like the nostalgia of it as well, because when you look back, if you're going to buy something, you're going to value the original version of it, whatever it is. Like if it's from the first wave, I would assume you would value it more just because it's like a first edition sort of set.
Yeah.
Books are the same way.
And also this could have been less of them produced, like technically.
Right. Maybe people didn't know if it would continue, if it would be a hit or not. Yeah, there's a lot of factors that go into it. You're right. But I love the disparity here. So 225 new and sealed from Dad's Brick Shop, which you'll notice a common trend here with Dad's Brick Shop. Used, it's only $50. So that's not bad at all, I would say.
Wait, there's Daddy's Bricks and there's Dad's Brick Shop.
I didn't notice that. But
sorry, I was just like...
Apparently, there are some fatherly figures out there who are selling Lego. But big shout out to Dad's Brick Shop. We'll come back to him in a second. So we had the original Invader set. which does look a lot like the Cruiser. And I appreciate that the gift with purchase is technically like supposed to be a different set that's still inspired off of this, because we have the Invader and the Cruiser. Released in 1987, so the first wave. Piece count 148. Retail price $13. Could you imagine? Could you imagine?
I would have bought in so many of these. And the cool thing
Technically,
is this is one of the first sets too where you could actually pull off like different components and they'd still stay whole and they could reconnect them. So like that back part could connect to the front part if you just wanted that, or you could do front, back, and then middle and have it like completely different design, which was revolutionary back in the day. Thank you for Zoom.
Having a modular set like that is really cool, because
And I think there's a few other ones for Black John that were like that too. Sorry, just fun.
Yeah, no, I think that was like from what I understand at least, I think that was the gimmick with Black John, to be able to customize your own vehicles. And I really like that they carried that over with the gift with purchase. Ethan,
oh yeah.
Do you think this is going to be worth anything?
I'm sure it is. I'm eyeing those wedge plates, and is that a trans clear color? Trans red?
Yes, it is.
That's nice.
Sad they didn't bring those back. I have a feeling, especially with the new GWP, a lot more people want this set, and so it's gone up quite a bit.
Right. And these are current prices. I just pulled these before the show. What do you think it's worth, Ethan?
$350.
$350? Brad, you want to hazard a guess?
I don't know, 300?
$497.
Man.
According to Brick Economy, which is everywhere, right? It's an average of everything. So yeah. Yeah. But there's only one new in
Dad's
field.
Brick Shop.
And it's Dad's Brick Shop at $900. I believe this is the only one. I think globally. I have to double check.
Yo, I'm buying it.
Globally.
No.
Globally, this is, well, you could be the only one to have it, Brad. You'd own the market if you owned it. Spend $1,000 almost, and that's more than the Slave 1 that I bought. Like,
and that's way smaller.
Crazy.
It's
This was $13 retail price. $13. Crazy. If you want to get it from Denmark, you can get it for $48 used. No instructions though.
Let's see if I could quickly find it cheaper on Macari, and I cannot. So never mind.
If you want it with the original instructions in box though, it's $65, which honestly, not bad. Not bad.
No, it's not. I'd be willing to pay about 40 for this set nowadays.
Right.
I mean, it's cool. Honestly, this is honestly one of my favorite sets out of the whole line. So,
well, here's one thing that I wanted to ask you guys that I was thinking of. Do you think this set, would you rather own the gift with purchase or this set? I guess is the question.
It's hard because I love the classics. I love it being updated though, but I gotta say that the one cool thing is I actually kind of like the look of the older one a little bit better than the newer one.
I think it's
a
cool
little
that the
bit.
older one has the wedge plates in that trans red color. Ethan, what do you think?
Yeah,
that's tricky. That is a tricky thing. I mean, the new one obviously looks more modern, but the old one holds up. Like that's a solid build.
yeah,
especially with all those printed parts. That's one thing as well with the new one. But no, surprisingly, worth $900 apparently. Well, also keep in mind, as an investing kind of rule of thumb as well, just because someone is selling it at $900 doesn't mean that's what it's actually worth. So whatever you will pay for it is the value of it. It's all perceived. So next up is the Bat Tracks, which is this really cool car dune buggy vehicle. For $30. This today would be like 50 or more.
Also, one thing to look at is all the names and how aggressive all of them are too. Like this is supposed to be the bad guys of classic space. So
very cool. I like this set. I think it's cool,
It's cool.
but it's not a ship, right? Like all the other
No.
ones, except for the Walker.
It's got
Yeah.
it's
You
got
know, maybe
wings.
that's why the Walker wasn't worth as much, because it's not necessarily a ship.
Yeah,
Or like a
it could be.
base. The
The
11
bases
cents
are
per
worth a
piece.
whole ton. I do know that.
Right. 11 cents per piece, one minifigure. Today it's worth $580 or $538 new and sealed. Yeah. 585 from
Wow.
Dad's Brick Shop. from
Mhm.
Dad's Brick Shop once again.
Oh, there's actually quite a
585.
few in the US. That's pretty cool.
Right. So these are all used in US prices. I try my best to pull US prices first, and then if I can't find it, if there's nothing there, that's when I give a global price. So there are some used in the US. There is one new, only one from Dad's Brick Shop. He owns the market for Black Sean, apparently. Ethan, would you be willing to spend $585 on this?
No.
I would honestly rather the Invader than this one, personally.
What do you mean?
I would
you
rather
would
spend
rather have the Invader.
Yeah, I'd rather spend 500 on the Invader than 500 on this one.
Would you rather spend 900 on the Invader or 585 on this?
Yeah.
Invader. The Renegade
I'd rather buy this one.
is really cool. It's a fun looking ship that I think is also like slightly modular from the looks of it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
$30 original retail price.
I mean, that was a lot back in the day, though.
Honestly, like the price per piece is kind of surprising for a lot of these as well when you really get down to the brass tacks, because $10 or 10 cents per piece is kind of the same as today's standard. Just around
They
that.
were also using a lot of big pieces back in the day, too.
Right.
Like, I know, just like from if you look at it, like when you look at the base, you'll really see it.
Right. I mean, the windshields and the printed parts are really unique as well. $794.
That's
I wonder how much
that's
Daddy's
some
selling
money
it
back.
for.
That
Yeah,
is that's
true.
very close to an
Anymore,
AT&T.
is it 850?
Yeah, the price went up. So before the big price increase, it would be the same. Crazy. And then once again, Dad's Brick Shop.
Man.
Oh, he's got two of them for both over 1,000.
One is
Man.
sealed, one is not.
Why do I feel like this guy bought them for like almost like 1,000? Like all of these, he bought insanely high prices on, and then just like, oh well, you know, I kind of need to make money off this, so I'm just gonna like, you know,
Or
drop
he
them
found
over,
them at a yard sale for dirt cheap and is trying to make his retirement off of it because
true.
it's time for Dad to retire.
Yeah.
This one's cool.
So the message intercept base, once again, remember bases are always going to be worth more. It's a really
Especially
cool
those
set.
huge pieces.
Like you mentioned, Brad, this is the bad guy's base. Very unique base plate. Those window pieces are unique. For $60 back in the day, I don't know.
This got to be a couple thousand.
Would you say that $60 back in the day was a good price for this set?
Yeah. There's a lot of huge, like that big base plate with that special moon part on it. There's those really big, like they're technically window parts, but they're like, you know, clear. There's the pieces that make it stand up a little bit. I think it's a pretty trashy build personally, because it just uses big parts, but it is cool when it comes down to it. Like that ship can land in that little dome.
I wouldn't pay $60 for it.
You wouldn't?
I don't know.
Would presume.
Probably. I mean, for this set nowadays, oh yeah, I'd buy this. I'd spend $60 on this over like, trying to think of what's some TIE bomber maybe. I don't know. I think that'd be, but that's also they don't do a lot of.
That's wild too. like to compare just those two sets. You mentioned the TIE Bomber at the top of the show. $65 for a TIE Bomber versus a whole moon base for 60.
Yeah.
This is 625 pieces, so over 100 parts more, but all of them are smaller and it's more compact. Where the thing is, this is very spread out because of how big the pieces are. So there's a lot of gaps and stuff.
In a base plate. I mean,
The-
is it
multiple
2 of them or one?
Pretty sure. I think it's only one.
It looks like one, but I don't know. I would think that it would be two because they're both. They should be square. I've never seen a rectangular one, but I don't know. $2,358.
Wow. That's a lot.
That's a lot of money. And Dad's Brick Shop doesn't have it, but in Switzerland they do for $2,442.
Yeah, I'll drop that 235 on it.
Hey, used, 100% complete with instructions. 235. Let's go
with modern parts.
It would be really cool if they remade this set at a certain point.
I
Like
would,
one of the
yeah.
moon bases. Because
I would love it. Honestly, one of the big ships, because they've done like the smaller sets remade, but I would love it like Ice Planet, and there's some other ones like that big ship that you showed earlier. That would be really cool for them to do it with.
We can
So
create a hashtag and it might become reality.
if I'm starting a hashtag, it's bring back Lego Castle in space. So
Oh my goodness. They've brought back Lego Castle and space, just not.
I want them to a solid theme of 4 to 5 sets with affordable prices that all of them except one are under $100.
Oh my goodness gracious. I wanted to ask you guys before we move on, because I want to talk about the gift with purchase. Out of all of those, which do you think are your favorite sets? The ones we talked about, because that was the whole theme.
Probably the second one. That looked like the
Vader.
The dog. Ethan liked the dog.
No, I don't like that one.
I like
That
this one.
one's
The
pretty
Renegade
good.
was cool. That one.
Brad,
That
this
one's
is your favorite?
Honestly,
This is Ethan's favorite.
No.
The polybag?
Polybag.
Well, I guess it wasn't a polybag because they didn't have those back in the day. It was actually
no,
like a
yeah, that was
box
it was
set.
called like an impulse buy set or something like that.
That one's cool.
That one's
I think for me, the Invader or the Moon base, or I'm sorry,
Yeah.
the Message Intercept base. They're jamming our
Yeah.
communications.
I
Ethan,
don't
which
know.
one?
Third one. The one.
Okay,
the
the Rover.
remake of this, the Invader.
Yeah.
Oh, the Invader. Got it. Okay, so this is the Cruiser, obviously released in 2023 with a threshold GW price of $190 in the US. So you had to spend almost $200 to get this. What would be a $30 value?
I could have on the moon base.
So there are, I guess, technically 2 minifigures included with the little robot droid and the Blacktron minifig, which is, from what I've seen in reviews, a great recreation. I mean, it's the exact same print as the older Blacktron figure. And like I said, there's only one figure for this like sub theme, so they did it justice. According to Bricklink, this is just what we have to go off of right now. It's only been out for almost a little over a week. $37
Oh,
to
these are-
$50 in the US is what it's going
This
for
is
right
better
now. New and
prices
sealed.
than I've been seeing. Because
You-
like I've been
would
looking at
you guys-
Macari. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Go on.
No. How much is it worth on Macari?
Dude, it's like 60 plus I'm seeing. I can't find any cheaper than like 50 on Macari and Facebook Marketplace. Because I've been kind of thinking about picking up a second one to keep sealed or to have 2 of them.
Right.
But yeah, it's
Well, I was
it's
gonna-
going for a lot.
I was going to ask you guys, how much would you spend for this on the secondhand aftermarket?
Up to 40, I think.
I'm probably
Ethan?
the same, like 35 or lower.
50
Would
is
you-
pushing it, but like if I
I
was in
wouldn't
it,
do
like if I didn't pick it up, originally with the 190, I would have gotten it for 50.
Okay, so you would have gotten it. Brad, you actually own this currently right now.
Yes.
Are you looking to build it? Are you keeping it sealed? What's the
I'm
plan?
gonna build it. I don't know. It's like the Galaxy Explorer. It's like the Force. I mean, I'd love to get my, 6 of these like I did with the Forest Hideout, but I think right now I love these sets, and we don't get many of these throwback classic sets, so I have to own it and I have to build it. And I'd love to get a secondary stand to put it with my Galaxy Explorer at some point.
I would also love to get it. I would be willing to pay between, well, lower end obviously, but like $40 to $50. 50. But
There's that one for 37. If you don't pick it up, I will. So,
There was
Uh-oh.
Brad. You sent me one near Pittsburgh, but
Yeah, for
unfortunately,
30.
it's like it's south of the
Uh-oh.
city, and it's just like a little hard to get to. We'll put it that way.
Oof,
Ethan,
okay.
are you going to be? If you saw this at a convention for $40, would you buy it?
I would say I will do 35.
37. Do we have
Yeah.
a deal? Okay.
Yeah, no,
So,
36.
is
I
this
will
something
say
you would
though.
want
Oh, sorry.
Ethan, is this something you would want to buy actually genuinely, or
The only way I see myself getting it is at a convention. Like,
okay,
so
Brad?
it depends on the mood at the time.
I was gonna say, you talk about this makes me want to hunt down a Blacktron set, and I actually opened up Macari to see what Blacktron sets were out in the market. The only one I could find was the Alienator, for under 50. So, but then also there's a Blacktron CMF out there, and I kind of want to pick that up now. So this
What
has
was-
definitely made me want to get one.
I didn't know there was a Blacktron CMF. That's very
Yeah,
interesting.
Lego. So I've been doing a ton of research into older CMF lines. And I came across it, and it's actually, there's a couple. There's one that's a throwback to, okay, so there's 3 actually. Oh, wait. Okay, sorry, one second. I gotta quickly.
No, you're fine. Ethan, have you ever seen a Blacktron set in the wild?
I
haven't.
If maybe at Fazoom's house, like I'm sure he has.
That's why I was asking you.
So I'm pretty sure I have. Because his
Okay.
like his room, it's awesome.
So there's the one in the middle is the normal one, but the one on the right is a Blacktron bounty hunter or something like that. And then there's the one on the left that's also Blacktron CMF. I really like the one on the right. And then there's also one. There's another one but it's like a Blacktron 2 logo on it. So there are multiple that are
That's
from that
interesting.
line.
That's a complete redesign of the helmet and everything, though. But it's kind of
Well, it's all in part because Blacktron is supposed to be the bad guy. So this was he's just called Space Villain, but he has that B on him. So I see it, like, they're the bad guys, so they kind of make them look menacing. So I love it. I mean, it's super cool. It's super cool to me.
Yeah, I like it. Very cool. Well, speaking of looking at older sets, Brad, do you want to take us to our next segment?
We don't have what did you talk about? What do you do? You're making me cry up. Now you're making me shed a tear. I didn't know how to transition that.
I kind of transitioned it already for you.
Sure. So for the record, I just want to quickly show this. A while back, we did Blacktron and we rated a B. So that was when we had Fazoom on. So go watch that episode with Fazoom on it. I think that was on my channel actually a while back. So yeah.
B for Blacktron.
B for Blacktron. So today we're talking about another kind of classic space theme, which is a very interesting theme. Because it's one of the few space themes that wasn't about when it had to deal with aliens, not humans versus aliens or whatever. So this theme was called Life on Mars, and is a very interesting and weird theme. So Life on Mars is, and so far, the only space theme depicting peaceful coexistence between humans and aliens. The astronauts were peaceful explorers to Mars with a small assortment of vehicles featuring little to no weaponry. The native Martians possessed a wider variety of vehicles, some heavily armed though none were used aggressively against explorers. Released at a time where NASA was beginning to explore Mars in earnest. Life on Mars is unusual amongst space themes, sub-themes for the focus on discovery more than combat. So it's very much about them going to Mars and discovering things. And I think they're like mining these rocks. I couldn't really figure out what the rocks had to do. But
So
That
why
guy's
are
boulder.
the that's a nice
Nice
boulder.
boulder.
Why are they heavily armed if they're peaceful?
The rocks.
because I guess they had to put, weapons on it and stuff because it is a space theme. I don't know. I literally looked that. I gave you the Brickopedia description of it.
Right.
Uh,
I'm trying to dig deeper. I think Ethan, you kind of mentioned it just now in one word. Maybe they're battling the rocks. Maybe.
yes, I do think that is part of it. Like some of their stuff is, meant for destroying rocks and stuff like that. Or like, on this one, they use those Star Wars weapons as like engines, or discovery tool. Like there's a lot of radars and stuff on them. It seems like.
I think they're trying to say. I think the designers or the people who came up with the ideas for the theme probably said, "Oh, they're peaceful," but kids are going to want something a little more less peaceful. We'll put it that
I
way.
think there was two different groups. I think there was a group at Lego that was like, we need to go peaceful. Look, we've been doing a lot more violent themes recently. Because when did I say these came out? This came out 2001 to 2002. I'm trying to think of what themes were coming out. Star Wars had just come out, like I think Harry Potter too. There's some other stuff, and like, you know what? We're doing all these violent themes with outer space. So you know what? They're gonna be peaceful. That's what's gonna happen here.
Pieces. Cool.
Peace.
So yeah, so there was a bunch of really small sets, and I do feel like these sets were just thrown together in a way. I don't really feel like I feel like the designers grabbed a parts bin and were like, hey, this is what I can build out of them. Like that's what these vehicles feel like right here.
Is that sand red? I saw a sand red wedge plate.
Oh my goodness.
Nice.
There's some very interesting. I love the rover here on the bottom left. It is definitely the Mars mission rover was based off of this one that they did a while back. But yeah, it's really cool. I like that one out of all of them so far. This was when they were starting to transition the mechs. This was a big, I think if I remember right. Yeah, it does kind of remind me of that. If I remember right, I think it was Danny Ford Johnson told me this. They were working on transitioning the mechs during this period. So you can definitely see there was a difference. Like, we looked at that Blacktron mech and there wasn't a lot of movable parts. So a lot of mechs back in the day were pretty junk. Like they are literally just like a thing. So they could do this. If you even look at the old ATST with Chewbacca in it, that's what it was. It was literally just a part that can move like that. So they really were trying to do a little bit different, try the mech scene a little bit. And I think they were just starting to get into that. I like the one on the right a lot. That one looks really cool. This one's really cool. I've actually seen this one in person like once. A friend of mine had it. So that one's really cool. And the cat, there's that part there that looks like I don't know, it's a giant plastic part, but you can fold it up and the little vehicle can actually fit in there. If you can see where I talked about that, you can tell it's plastic. It's like that circular part.
Interesting.
But it's actually kind of
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's kind of like one of those like plastic cloth parts almost, but it's fully plastic. So
Gotcha. I was just gonna say I actually have the cockpit. I was always wondering what that cockpit was from.
Oh,
Now I
that's
know.
cool.
That is cool. That's a nice looking cockpit.
Yeah. No, for sure. I do. I think this one is one of the best designs. And then there is this one too. And you can see the aliens are kind of weird. They use the droid bodies and arms from Star Wars. Then there's like a head. Yeah, that one's kind of cool. I like that one. And then the final one here is there's the pump system that was used in Mars mission. This was Technic, so you can move around a lot of these different parts. But you could like turn it and you could either suck in or push it. And you could put, from the looks of it, aliens in it. And there's these little things that aliens go into. They again use this in Mars mission for like gems, but also aliens. So you could connect different stuff on it, and the aliens could go through these pods here.
So it sounds
That's
like
cool.
to me this is the pre. Sorry, Ethan, go ahead.
I want those parts. Those little, are those like little flexy tubes? Those are nice.
Yes. Yeah.
Sounds like to me this was the precursor to Mars mission in general.
It was. Yes.
This is a weird theme. Like it's not.
It's not
There's
good.
not a lot of substance to it. It just seems like a bit all over the place. You have these smaller vehicles that seem thrown together. You have some okay mechs. I like the ship. The ship screams like Mars Explorer. That makes sense. The base is cool for what it is. I think they struggled with the aliens. It just they feel not cohesive.
I think the Mars
is.
Okay. Yeah, I think the Mars mission aliens were really well done compared to these. Like, even if it's just like kind of two pieces, like they at least looked like green men from Mars in a way. Like I could get behind them. Yeah, where these kind of feel like I don't know what's going on here.
I don't think
I like it, but not a lot.
Yeah,
I
like
don't
these
like it.
literally. I feel like I made this the one on the top right when I was like 3. Like
Sand red, Brad.
Yeah,
I don't care. I have always been an
the
advocate
last time
for
you've seen sand red in a piece.
Star Wars Geonosis. There was that set there with the sand red droids.
Last time we've seen I know sand red, like it stopped production in 2002.
Right. For those people who don't know, sand red is a very rare Lego color that was only released very limitedly, and they never made any more after the early 2000s. But a lot of people use it for a lot of things. I noticed Cheesy Studios, he's making a huge Minecraft world of his own in his Mesa biome. He uses that for one of the layers of rock.
Well, that's cool.
It's good for
I think
desert rock and rust.
Yes.
Like there's sand green here too. I can notice that.
That's interesting. This to me is not a theme that I would ever care to have.
I think there's like 2 sets, and that's this one and this rover on the bottom left. I do have to say, in the big sets, you don't see humans and aliens together at all. Like, I get it. They were trying to go, less violent, more exploratory, but I just don't think they did a good job with it at all.
Yeah.
Like,
feel like
it's not good.
Like when I sit down with Mars, I'm going to bring this back to Mars Mission a lot because I grew up on Mars Mission. When I look at Mars Mission, it's like, okay, they're fighting off the aliens, but you can tell they're also trying to drill for like gems and stuff like that. And the sets, it shows that, the aliens are trying to fight off the humans and keep their gems basically. This, I have no clue what's going on in these sets. Why do the aliens have this big base? How do the humans not,
it sounds like we need a tavern talk explaining this theme.
I think the guy from Tavern Talk is going to be confused when looking at this theme.
I'm confused looking at this theme. Honestly, like it doesn't feel like it knows what it is.
The builds are the scrappiest I've ever seen. I don't know. To me, it comes to the builds. Like I've seen really good small builds before that are just a few pieces. I feel like even older space stuff, even though they felt a bit wacky, they still felt like, okay, but like that first Blacktron set you showed.
Yeah.
I felt like at least I kind of got the idea there. I felt like it kind of fit. These are like, okay, I'm just going to quickly pull up your slideshow here. Just because I just want to show this here. Where is it? This. I feel like that fits in. The colors go really well together. And you know what? From what we've seen in the rest of the sets, it makes sense. This thing, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to say there's like 6 different colors on that top left one. And the top right one looks like You pulled some parts off of a Star Wars set. Like
I actually don't mind the alien ones. I think they kind of make sense to me. The rover not having actual wheels is a little weird.
yeah.
And I don't know what that other vehicle is.
It's just got a giant wheel in the middle and a sort of thing that looks like a blaster.
I don't know what that is.
And an engine.
Is it a drill? What is that?
It's a jet ski mixed with a wheel mixed with an engine where some kids slapped a yeah. I don't know. The aliens one I still don't like. There's something about them that I don't like. There's I think there's like three. I don't even like the big base. I'm an advocate for big. This just doesn't make sense to me. Why do they have this base where they shoot aliens on these little cargo things through? Like, are they harvesting other aliens? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, the story is not very well showcased by the sets at all. At all. What do you guys think in the comments? Let us know. Are we being very harsh on this for no reason, or is this I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. I don't know what that is.
And that's why I don't like
I know
it.
what that is.
Yeah.
Let's just blame it on the box art and say these were great in person. I'm sure.
Because like look at that one on the bottom right there. He's literally sitting on a vehicle with two wheels on it and a controller and some sort of weird blaster thing. Like there's no like front to that. There's no like glass. Like he accidentally stops too hard. He's landing on that wheel and the thing's rolling right over him. Like
here's a good question. Why do you think I'm assuming this theme didn't perform well. Why did they use the idea or some of the ideas from it to turn it into Mars Mission? Like, if it didn't perform
I think they
well,
saw
I don't know. Do you think they saw the potential of it?
I think they saw the potential. I think there's maybe someone who liked this as a kid, but we're like, hey, what if we did make it aggressive? What if we did show, it's the humans versus the aliens attacking them? Aliens are fighting back. And actually, because like if you look at the sets, maybe they saw the flaw of like, I don't know what these builds are. And also we have newer parts. Every Mars Mission set, I kind of knew what the builds were. And they felt cohesive and together. This, I definitely don't see that. I think someone saw that was like, I see this as a problem. Let's actually brand. Oh, that's the best way to put this. Okay. So sorry, I've thought about this because of work a lot recently. Brand. If you don't have a brand of what something is, when you look at something, you feel like, yeah, I don't know. Like I have all these different ideas of what the brand could be. And that's color choices and all of that. If you don't have that cohesive, it's just going to be crazy. It's going to be everywhere. So you look at Blacktron, you kind of see the brand of that. You see what that is. You see the colors that go together and all that. I don't think they could agree on what the colors for the bad guys and good guys were. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's what I'm just seeing right now. Like they didn't have a general idea, so they threw too many ideas together. It's like what the third Spider-Man movie was for the Tobey Maguire grave. They had too many villains.
No,
I
would disagree. I would disagree.
They had too many ideas, and they try to use them all. I don't know. That's
what I think. What I think is the whoever created the idea for Mars Mission was like he wanted to create something with Mars, but he looked back to 2002 and it's like Bionicle, like try to create a thing where instead of Bionicle getting Lego out of their little phase, it was Mars or whatever, the life on Mars. They totally put Bionicle in the back burner, and they say life on Mars got Lego out of their little phase, and he changed history. But there was a YouTube video, I'm sure, that said like that kind of showed that Bionicle was the savior that got Lego out of their thing. That's what I think.
I don't know what Ethan just said.
I think what Ethan is I let me try to interpret. I think what Ethan is saying is that life on Mars was really the unsung hero of what saved Lego. And Bionicle was only marketed to be what saved Lego. I guess. I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna come to
It's
rating
Ethan.
these. I'm gonna come to rating these, and I'm gonna put this out there. I'm a huge advocate for original themes. You guys know I love them. I love space. I love castle. I love all that. And I'll say story. I'm gonna give it like out of 10, 2. I think for builds, like a 3. There are some good builds in here, but they're very rare and far between. And again, that chaos for me, a 3, and then like display ability, a 2, because again, a couple. These are bin sets. That's what it feels like.
That shuttle
then-
is the only good set.
Oh, no. I'd say that rover on the bottom left there is amazing too. I really like it. That's the one that catches my eye. But that shuttle, but yeah, like I'm rating this low because I think this is an awful theme.
I think the peaceful idea caused problems. I think that was truly what kind of hurt the theme. They had this idea to make it peaceful, but you can't show peaceful super well. Like
I
that's
think
hard
you could
to...
if they had actually had a mission. There's got to be some goal that they're trying to fulfill. You don't
working
see
together
a goal.
to mine, but we don't see that. You're right. I agree. Lego Lock-in also agrees that this is so bad. So bad. Yeah, I would rate it overall, if we're just gonna hop into the tier list. Probably an E.
I gotta agree with an E.
It's not a complete failure. Like it's not. Look, a lot of the aspects were carried over into Mars mission, and I have respect for that. That's to me why it's not an F.
I think there were a couple sets that made it seem like, hey, this wasn't bad. Like, so.
Ethan,
But I gotta
as
agree.
bad as Trolls.
No, nothing is as bad as Trolls. Well, Jack Stone
E.
is as bad as Trolls, but E.
I think E is a
I
good
agree.
place.
Are you sure
I
we
think-
didn't pressure you into that? Are you sure it's not? An
I was
S,
gonna say
Ethan?
E. I was gonna say E even before everything, but S is debatable. I mean, look, it's right there with space. It's in space. It's like
Well, it's not technically in space. It's on Mars.
Yeah, we're gonna go away from this discussion. But yeah, that was Life on Mars. I think a very well. It makes me feel better about the sets I've been buying recently. So
that wasn't good. That wasn't good.
Matt, Ethan, we had a great discussion around that.
yeah.
Want to have any more
there's, like-
discussions?
But let's, with discussions that kind of creates questions. And speaking of questions, in our Discord server, we have a thing called Question of the Week, and we're going to be answering some of your questions.
It's time for the question of the week.
Makes me happy to see that one
But
again.
yeah, it does. I remember when I was creating that intro. At first, the idea was to put it in reverse, but I didn't like the idea, so I just went with the took that idea aside and just make it basically breaking down the question. So that's fun. But question, where is everything?
Also, while you find that, I just want to say to Lego Lock-in, G is specifically for Jack Stone on the tier
No,
list.
I think at some point we're gonna find. I gotta try to find us another theme that's just as bad,
I don't think
or
you
even
can.
worse, or worse than Jack Stone.
That might be
Wow,
H.
I don't think there is.
There's a special place.
H. Okay, question number 1 is from the man himself, Moto. Of all the things you could have chosen, why Lego building? I thought this was a really good question. Kind of.
Who wants to start?
Yeah, I mean that's asking basically like how did
It's a deep
like-
question.
how did you start, but also like what does it mean to you is what I get from that. Brad, do you want to start?
Yeah. I think the reason, like, I had other hobbies before I really got into Lego during COVID. I mean, like, I've been a Lego fan forever, and there's been that. I think for starters, I love the creative side. I actually got asked by one of my coworkers, like, you always talk about Lego, why? And I have such a hard placing a finger on it. Also, giving an answer to people that actually makes sense. Because the stuff I love about Lego isn't exactly the stuff everyone else loves or understands. I personally, so for me, the creative side of it, I absolutely love build my own things. I love I've also always loved action figures and stuff like that. Like I always loved armies and Playmobil and stuff like that. But I always went back to Lego more because I could build or change. Like if I want to have an army of knights set up, I can change around my knights and stuff so they look cool. So I think that's a big aspect of it. I think one of the bigger aspects in it that have kept me in it recently is just because I make videos about it. And when I make videos about stuff, I get more interested in that. And like the more time I spend in a topic, the more I get to love it. The lore. I mean, I love world building. I love that type of thing. That's one of the reasons I love Star Wars. I love Harry Potter, and I love sci-fi and fiction is because I love world building. And Lego has its own world building. Between the lore of Exo Force or the lore that you can find on Tavern Talk. Bio.
That was the
no,
plug.
I mean that in a serious way though. Like the lore that the castle gives, or whatever it is. I love world building, and Lego does a great job of that. Or you can create your own worlds around it. Like it's a very easy to do. And I think the last and my kind of one of the bigger things for me is the community side of it right now. Like I love to have community around me. I think it's very important. A lot of hobbies I've done in the past, I haven't had that community, and I haven't had community of people my own age and that share the interest as much as I do. Usually it feels like I'm very outlier and I feel a lot more passionate about it than everyone else does. But with Lego, I'm just around so many people that feel so passionate about it. Like it's hard not to love it. So passion of others definitely has soaked into me a lot and helped me become more passionate about it too. So I know that's a very long-winded answer with many smaller answers, but that's why.
It should be. It should be a long-winded answer. It's not a surface level question.
It's because of Castle. I'll sum it up with
Castle.
that.
Just one word. Mr. Matt.
I think
out of all the
for-
hobbies you could have chosen, why Lego building?
I think for me, like, I mean, I obviously loved it as a kid, right? Like, it got me more into Star Wars, and Star Wars got me more into Lego. And since then, the two fandoms have fed into one another. It's now kind of similar with Marvel, now that they're actually putting out decent Marvel sets. Pirates of the Caribbean, obviously, like other franchise themes, I love to be able to experience my fandom in my own way, and Lego is that outlet for me. I also agree with you, Brad. It's become now a community thing, but I didn't always have that at all. Like Lego used to be an escapism for me because it was something methodical and artful, creative that I could just like escape to. I could go to my room, I could build Lego, I could tell my stories with my figures as a kid and have these huge battles. And now as an adult, I love the collectability, the displayability, all of it. I mean, it still captures that same artistic nature when I do make time to mock build. I really love that aspect of it, and I wish that I could do more of it, and I want to make more time to do more of it. But it's also now like this really cool medium. It's not just a toy, right? It's like so much more than that. And that's hard to put into words for someone who doesn't understand, who's not involved in the community, who's never really experienced what being a Lego fan is. It's like there's just so much to it. It is hard to describe, but I think for me personally, it's the creativity, it's the collectability. It's fun to look for stuff, right? Like Brad, we were talking about like CMF hunting. It's fun to go to conventions and try to haggle for things and collect, but it's also something that is near and dear to my childhood that I've kept a part of my life in a big way. I'm glad that I've done so. I think with that too, you know, on piggybacking off of that, it's the childlike nature of it, where it can be for anybody, but it's fun. It's still lighthearted. In a crazy world that we live in, it's still just kind of pure. I don't know. There are negative aspects about it, sure. Like the community isn't perfect by any means, but
No.
I think you can also choose how you interact with the hobby on your own terms, and you don't have to let the way other people do it affect your outlook, if that makes any sense. That was all a long-winded answer. But
yeah, y'all are gonna make it from me, really, because everything that I'm gonna say is basically what y'all said.
Hard to
He's
describe.
underscopping
Hard to
us.
describe.
It is. Yeah, literally, like we were hanging out when we were at Nashville, like all me and my coworkers were together because of a big event we were doing. And like my coworker just turns to me and goes, like, why do you always love Lego and stuff? Because we'd seen someone walk by with a Lego bag, and I was like, oh, Lego. And I was just like, I don't know. Like, it's like this stuff doesn't make sense to other people. Like, so I always just go with the creative side of it.
Right. I mean, like,
Sorry,
there are
Ethan.
people out there who collect Funko Pops, right? Like, there are people who collect a million different things. But I think what sets Lego apart from that is like a Funko Pop I keep in the box and I look at and I say, oh, that's cool. But I don't interact with it. I think
No.
that's also something unique about Lego is that you can build something, tear it apart, build something new, create your own things.
Well, I was gonna say, like, so there was one of my friends in the castle community sent me a picture of Playmobil, and they made 3 new medieval sets that were buildings, like medieval buildings. Honestly, I want to get them because they look so good. But I always like thought about it and I was like, wow, like the reason I love Playmobil growing up. I had a ton of Roman ones that I was absolutely in love with, and the reason I didn't stick out with Playmobil was I just couldn't interact with them the way I could with Lego.
Right.
I couldn't like. I can get my castle, and if I get a set, if I want to move around parts of it, if I want to add on to it, I can. Whereas no other toy I can do that with, and Lego can be whatever I want it to be, besides a stuffed animal. Don't try to let your Lego be a stuffed animal. It doesn't work.
What do you mean by that?
Ethan. You can't cuddle with Lego, okay? I've tried. It doesn't work. And you get a lot of weird looks, okay?
Ethan, go
especially
for
if
it.
you do it in a Target aisle.
Yeah.
I mean, for
Dude,
me,
I did that with I did that at the new castle at the Lego store, and they kicked me out. So
do the Mark meme.
The Mark, yeah.
Man, y'all made it very difficult. Where I'm just gonna repeat after y'all, really. But for me, it's like it's a way to express my art, like through, I guess, expressing my personality through my Lego art. That's something that I feel like what Lego to me. Also, like Matt said, it's an escapism when you have a bad day. Lego, you can make a whole song about that. Like that. And lastly, it's the community. It's like that's the best part. It's led to, I guess, social media as well, and there's just so many good aspects with Lego that you could have a hour discussion, just talking about things with that the Lego community and just Lego in general has done. But yeah,
I think too for us all,
great.
You touched on it though. I want to bring up, like, for us now, social media has like we use Lego as a tool or as a medium with social media to be able to express our thoughts in a different way, which is very different.
But this is the thing. I will say this as someone who's been trying to do YouTube since I was like 13 and who's like done a lot of YouTube channels where I was just like, oh, you know what? The big thing is gaming. I used to do Clash of Clans videos back in the day. Cringe, very cringe. Minecraft videos and all this other stuff. I did it because it was what's popular and I wanted to create content. And I will say, once I found Lego as a medium for that output, something I was passionate about, like that one spiked my love of Lego and spiked my love of content creation because I found something that's passionate about and then a source to talk about what I was passionate about. And it's one of the reasons why I love content creation right now so much. So
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
I
It's like
enjoy
the
content
balance
creation
of
just as
Lego
much as
and
Lego.
social. Yeah. Like it's a balance of Legos. For
So-
me, it's kind of become a thing that I love doing both together.
Sometimes I do worry if I stop doing content creation, would I stop loving Lego? Like, there's a part of me that just wonders that. Like, but
I hear you.
I don't
I hear.
I
Well,
don't think so.
also too much of content creation with Lego might lead you to not like Lego as much, and that's certainly a balance as well.
True.
Ethan, I'm sorry for cutting you off. Go ahead and thank Moto.
Oh, Moto had. I mean, this is a top-notch question. This is one that you kind of answer a lot with, like,
Only
Yeah,
what you can guess when
but
Moto's involved.
mhm.
Sorry.
But it's a good question. That's a question that's even outside of like podcasts. You know, you never know when you're gonna have a question like this, and it's always good to have like just a little outline of what sometimes you forget. But next question is by Zach the Lego Maniac. Weirdest Lego memory. This is an interesting
Weirdest.
like this.
Weird.
Weird. Anything?
I have a lot of weird moments lately. Like
Honestly,
nothing, like,
okay. This was
insane.
not super weird, but when I was at Dollar General, so there was a whole box of CMFs, and I was feeling through all of them. And I'm so used to like Walmart and Target where there's usually more noise around me, whereas it's dead quiet in the store. And so I'm standing there in the middle of this aisle, just feeling them up, and people kept walking by and like staring at me, and I just like stare back at them, like what's up, man? Like, so that was like a little bit weird because there was like no one else in the store. Like everyone else just kind of looked at, like, I think this one girl did a double take. It was just like, what is that guy doing? Like, because again, like there's like all these like $5 toys around me, and I'm just sitting there with a bag, and it's like crinkle.
But people think you're doing something wrong too.
Yeah.
They think you're stealing. They think you're stealing. They think you're like messing with the product. People don't understand what you're doing, and that's why they're looking.
No, I understand completely, but it was just weird because it was just like I'm not doing anything, I promise. Like, I'm happy to explain what I'm doing, but like
I was also gonna go to that place as well, Brad. Basically, like I was in a Walmart not that long ago, probably like a year ago at this point, and I was filling up bags of figures, and one of the Walmart employees, I don't know if he was just having a bad day or if there was something kind of mentally wrong, but he was talking to himself, and he walked behind me and started screaming as I'm filling up many figures. And I couldn't tell if he was angry at me for like, because I was making piles of.
That's what I do too.
No. And I didn't know if he's thinking like, oh no, I have to go back and put everything back in order because this kid messed it up. And I'm like, to me, if that's what the problem is, I don't exactly recall what he was saying, but he was being very loud and obnoxious and very angry. He wasn't even directing it towards me. He walked behind me and was looking the opposite direction and was in a fit of fury. But I always put them back. Like, don't be that person that just leaves them there. Like, okay, now I'm going to go and check out. No, put them
I always
back
want to bring a
where you
pen
found
with me
them.
and just write on what all of them are, just to help out future people.
That would be kind. That would be very kind.
Yeah,
but
have
sometimes
little
people might not
stickers.
want to know.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I can't remember. I can't really recall any other weird memories, but it's always weird.
That's like
when you go to a store and you're filling up figures.
Filming a vlog at a place as well. Like,
yep.
Yeah. There's been like weird interactions with other people I've had at conventions. Oh,
yeah.
The Galador incident. That was something at Brick Fair.
That was weird. That was weird. Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, Brick. Okay, so for those who don't know, Brick Universe Rochester. So me and Matt were there for a convention, which was cool. It was a smaller one. We got to meet Ben the Brick Builder, and I'm standing there, and I was looking up. I was looking up actually. Where is it? It's this set that's right behind me. Which is a castle set from Fantasy Era. And I was looking at the price on Bricklink, and the guy went, basically just I was looking up. I was like, as asking Matt, I was like, new means it's sealed, right? And the guy goes, yeah. Like this guy's like, okay, sweet, fellow Lego fan, whatever. And then he just starts going off about Galador and how it's like a great team and how it's connected to, or it's like underappreciated or something like that. And me and Matt are just like what just happened?
He basically answered a question that you were asking me, and then took over the conversation trying to make friends.
Yes, which for the record, I don't mind if you answer a question if I'm standing next to you, if it's about Lego. I have done that before, especially when it comes to Castle. I used like Castle, like conventions. Someone will be asking a question about it, and I'll give them a quick full history, but then I'll walk away. Okay, I'll be like, hey, just so you know, you can find this cheaper on Bricklink or something. But yeah, that was weird. And I also will never talk to you about Galador.
That was very strange. He was an actual
things.
Galador fan. He was a fan.
I think he talked about the TV show or something like that too. So yeah, that was repressed memory that just came out.
I think like we're also using weird as awkward. Like we've had a lot of awkward Lego interactions because I don't know, not every Lego fan is as mature, or non-Lego fans also aren't very understanding. That's a part of it. So like it's awkward interactions that we've had. It's not necessarily that we've had like weird memories. Ethan, do you have any weird memories?
Yeah. Just really, like y'all said, with CMFs and videos, like filming a public vlog.
Anything in particular with that? Where did you film in public?
I remember I've done a second in Charles. I believe I've done it at a mall before. Conventions are kind of normal. So that's like where I feel like, oh, I don't mind doing a vlog. But sometimes walking in the hotel when you're walking away, it's like anywhere that's
like
in a non-Lego. Yeah, that's like the thing. Is hello everyone. Let's see.
Are you walking in the hotel with like your arms loaded up with like 5 different sets, and everyone like walking past you in the hotel is just like, what? So
yeah, judgment from others is always makes you feel weird, but it shouldn't.
It's a good question though. I like if I'd actually had more time. I'd great stuff.
Thanks, Zach.
Next question is by LCM Creations. Do you listen to music while you're building? If so, what kind? That's a good question. That's more of like not Lego related. This is more of like a personal. What do y'all listen to while building?
Hip hop and rap, but usually I watch TV shows. Yeah, I like rap.
You actually listen to rap?
Yeah, quite a lot. I listen to it all the time.
That's surprising to me. I feel like you're more of like either an indie guy or like old rock, classic rock.
Oh man, rap is where it is at, and hip hop.
I did not expect that.
Yeah, a little bit of techno, but moved away from that more recently. Like I've been listening to a lot of Connor Price recently. If you don't know, he's a TikToker who does some very interesting videos. They're very fun. So I don't know. NF, a little bit of that too. Some Eminem once in a while. I have to feel the mood though for that.
Also, weirdest Lego memory, this podcast. I think for me, I usually listen to podcasts if I'm building, which honestly, like, it's rare that I'm building a set anymore on my own. I want to do that more, and I talked about that last week. But like, if I'm filming a video or if I'm sorting, that's a different story. I'll usually listen to a YouTube video, listen to a podcast, and then if there's nothing else, that's where music comes in. And like honestly, this morning,
I watch movies. I watch movies. Yeah, I love watching movies. Well, I do it to kind of like, so I listen to a lot of watch a lot of sitcoms I've already seen. So I kind of put them on and let them play
background
and
noise.
Yeah, it's more that than anything. Like, but yeah, I don't, if I have to though, it's movies, TV shows. It's not something I've never seen before, but it's usually like a TV show. Like when I was building Helm's Deep, I watched Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
It would have to be something that I've never seen before because I usually have to give my full attention to something. if I'm really wanting to enjoy it.
Mhm.
I listened to, like, this morning, for instance, I was doing some B-roll for my YouTube video, which, reminder, will be out tomorrow. And I was, just kind of filming parts of this and me putting it on the stand and taking it off, all that sort of stuff. And I had listened to every podcast that I could possibly listen to. I watched every YouTube video that I hadn't yet. And I just kind of put Spotify on. I'm more of like a top 40s guy, like whatever's kind of in pop. Nothing really specific. But if someone went through my playlist, I only have one playlist, mind you. So on my Spotify, it's only liked songs. I have one other playlist for workout, and that's different. But that has like the Pokemon theme song on it, though. It's a jam. But it's only one playlist since my childhood. So 8th grade, I think is when I downloaded Spotify and I started adding songs to my liked list. And now it's 2023, and that list has grown and grown. So if I hit shuffle, it could be anything from Imagine Dragons to Ed Sheeran to
That's like, those are my
anything.
top two are Imagine Dragons and Ed Sheeran and a band called
There we go.
Shinedown.
There we go. So Ethan, and
The
I have similar
taste
tastes.
between the three of us, like you guys are, I'm so different. Oh my gosh,
I
that
would not have expected that either.
that is insane.
But also, I will say, if someone were to go through my playlists, they would say, Matt, are you depressed? Like, are you okay? Because it's all Sad Boy Hours songs.
Pokemon
I also
gotta
love, like,
battle them all. I love that. That's great. Sorry, Ethan.
Movie soundtracks are like, I love
Mm.
movie soundtracks as well. Like that's like
Yeah.
So-
especially like a cinematic one.
When me and my friend Bill, I think I was building like 9 fantasy hero sets. Me and him, I invited him over. We had like a lot of fun building fantasy hero sets. Age of Empires soundtrack, which is a medieval video game I grew up playing. That was our jam we were listening to during it. So I don't know. It really depends, but usually if it's just music, it's hard rap. Well, not hard. It's rap, hip hop, rap.
I'm shocked. That's surprising to me. I don't know.
That's not
I'll say-
honestly. That's not like. That's I expected that probably. NF, like that's.
Oh yeah. He's good. I mean, it's Sad Boy Hours too. So I
I like music that makes you feel something. I'll put it that way. I like music with a soul.
That's why I like rap, because I feel energized.
That's
and
why I
then
like
the sad
soundtracks.
rap makes
I
me
can
feel
create the
depressed,
lyrics.
but I'm already depressed. So
What did you say, Ethan?
sorry.
That's why I like soundtracks. I get to create the lyrics.
Well, okay, so when I'm on a run, also another song that's on my workout playlist is from Infinity War when it's called Forge, when Thor is making the axe and he's spinning the thing around. And then he gets knocked out and Groot picks it up. Running to that is epic because you get the Battle of Wakanda happening and you envision yourself fighting against the Outriders. I don't know. It's fun.
All right, Ethan, you
Rocky
got another
theme
question
song.
for us?
That's also a good one. That's also a
last
good one.
question is this one guy state. What is your favorite thing about the Lego community? I feel like, I guess we kind of have we answered this. I don't know. I thought this was a good question. What is your favorite thing about the Lego community?
I think there's 2 things.
People. I mean,
Yeah, but I think like the way a lot of each other build each other up, like
Mhm.
I've noticed like encouragement with whatever it is, content creation, Lego building, buying stuff. Like we've all been at a convention with friends and we're all been like, oh yeah, you gotta buy that set because we know that person loves that set. We know that there's been times like I'll walk around with Manicus. He knows I love Castle. He knows what I love about it at this point. So like we'll see a set and I'll be on edge and he'll pump me up and be like, dude, you gotta get, or if he knows like, dude, this is not a good idea. Like he'll talk you down. Like we've seen that a lot both ways. And I love that side of it. Also, it's like, I have friends who will hit me up and be like, hey, I got this Castle stuff. You want it? Cause like, I don't know. I find it's like people when they know what you want, know what you like, and they have something that they got in a lot or something, they'll want to trade it with you. And like camaraderie there is great, especially when they're like, hey, like I'll give it to you a good deal because we're friends. Like when it's actually good, members of your closer community and they just really like, I don't know, I guess it's the way that people kind of get to know you about Lego because it's a very easy thing to get to know about people because you kind of learn their dislikes and likes about Lego. So it's very easy to know what people like, and especially when they always say what their wish lists are. So I don't know. There's a very big community aspect around that of just helping each other get the things that you want. I have people all the time sending me Macari listings like of stuff that they know I want. So I don't know. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah. No,
Mhm.
yeah, it does. Like you can enjoy the hobby and the collecting side specifically with them.
yeah. So I don't know. I think that's one of my favorite things.
I think for me, it's hard, once again, hard to put it into words, but like usually you're friends with someone for, I think, what is there, like 3 reasons. The first is you have a similar interest, which is what the Lego community is. The second is like proximity. So if you work with someone, you're with them all the time. They live, they're a neighbor, you know them. And then I think the third is just like you're like emotionally kind of on the same page, and your values are very similar. I've found that a lot of people in the Lego community are very different, but a lot of them have a lot of commonalities. Like we became friends through Lego, but now we're also just friends. I think that's nice to be able to have. It's not just that we're in the same hobby, but it's that we get each other because we are similar in a lot of different ways, but we're also very different. I think my favorite aspect about that, though, is the fact that it has connected me with so many different people that I would never have met otherwise. That's also why I love social media.
Yeah.
But just that idea, like Ethan, you live in Texas, and I mean, lately you've been doing more traveling, but the chances that I would have ever met you in real life to become friends is 0 if it weren't for Lego.
I would have done them if I would have gone to Virginia and you went to Virginia too. I would have joined you on the mat dance just to do it, even if I didn't know you.
I would have never talked to Ethan. I would have had nothing. If I went to Virginia, dude, and you were there, I'd have been like, I have nothing in common with this kid. I'm just gonna go hang out with these castle people. Like,
but even like the thing about Lego is that it brings so many different people together, but they're also kind. That underlying value seems to be very consistent. I've only a handful of people. There are always a few bad apples in a bushel, but
no matter what group you're gonna join, there's always gonna be a negative. There's always
Right.
gonna be outliers of the people that you like. But that's why you make a community in the community itself, the people that you do enjoy being around.
Right. I don't know. There's just something special about that. Like it's not like the Star Wars community where people are so adamant that you have to have the same opinions as them. There are people like that in the Lego community, but widespread, we all can enjoy the hobby in our own ways.
Most of them part of the Lego Star Wars community, but
But I think sadly, when you have the loudest people being the negative ones, it outshines the fact that there are more positive people. When you actually go to a convention, you realize that. But if you're just kind of on the online space, I mean, the videos that get the most clicks are the ones that are more negative. That's any news, anything. That's just the nature of the beast in a sense.
it's clickbait.
But yeah, before Ethan goes, I just want to also say thank you all for being a part of the community. Thank you all for being here. Lock-in, couple brickheads, great to see you in here as well. Jude, it's always very meaningful for people to tune in and last this long with us to the end of the episode.
For sure.
Ethan, what do you love about the Lego community?
Man, I think one thing is just, they're like you said, like they're kind, and it's also like posting videos, just seeing your your community grow, like your comments, and see the consistency that you see on like doing social media. I think that's just so cool to see, and never in a million years did I think I would have like a community as big as it has grown now, which is really cool. And also just meeting new people and just finding out like finding new things about people, whether you just met them or known them for many years like y'all. I think it's fun learning more about y'all, and just meeting people is really cool, and just talking to people with similar interests is just something that's fantastic. It's great. But yeah, those are two that are, and that I guess that's good. But yeah,
all our questions today. All right.
yeah,
Well,
yes.
guys, that was awesome.
Sweet.
Thank you so much for everyone who dropped comments. Zach the Lego Maniac. This one guy ate steak. Moto. Did I miss one in there?
There's LCM
LCM.
Creations. Yo, thank you all for those amazing comments. This was really awesome to have these discussions. Look, we want to have more discussions. We want to bring you into more of those discussions. So go to your Discord server. First off, click the link down below and go to that Discord server. And then look, you can drop awesome memes in the chat like Wrathful did. If that's videos, if that's timestamps you want us to edit out. And then on top of that, just picture memes. We love seeing them all. We're going to do a lot more of them in the future. Whenever, you guys have them. And on top of it, drop any questions, because we are going to have discussions at the end of the show every week. And we want to have you guys as a part of that. We don't always want to come up with the questions. We want to see what you guys are asking questions about. So ask those questions and we'll pick our favorites and we'll be bringing them in. Same thing with the memes. On top of that,
Also, sorry, before you move on to the next thing, Brad, we also want to see your answers to the questions as well. So like, comment on the actual video and let us know like what you love about the Lego community and all that sort of stuff. We're very interested in what you guys think, and that's the way for us to get to know you better.
For sure. So yeah, awesome stuff there. Thanks to Matt for doing all those investments. I think that tier list definitely gave us a little more insight into what happened in life on Mars. That was very interesting for sure. But guys, hit that subscribe button, drop that like button, because next week we will be back with another StubBuds episode. Maybe we'll have a guest. We don't know yet. We're about to plan that. So we're going to have some awesome fun here, guys. And we can't wait for this amazing year and all the stuff that's going to happen in it. So again, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, go follow us on Instagram, go join us in the Discord server. Now I'm just rambling, so we're going to end the show. Bye all, and hope you all have, merch link in bio. Woo! Hope you all